See that bright object in the sky? The major galaxy that is closest to the Milky Way is Andromeda. And the farthest object visible with the naked eyes. And it's coming at us at a speed of 110 kilometers per second. Andromeda will eventually undergo a massive cosmic collision with our Milky Way around 4 billion years. What if, however, these galaxies did collide tomorrow? Would all the planets and stars suddenly collide with one another? Could our solar system withstand such a severe collision? And how would this celestial light show appear to us on Earth? Here are the results of a collision between the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy. The observable universe has at least 100 billion galaxies, all colliding into one another. About once every 9 billion years, larger galaxies combine, whereas smaller galaxies collide even more frequently. Wait, regarding dark energy, isn't the cosmos and everything in it being pulled apart by this hypothesized force? Certainly is, but gravity takes over for neighboring galaxies. The Milky Way and Andromeda are not an exception. Both of them have supermassive black holes at their centers, which will eventually bind the two star systems together. Consider what would happen if that enormous collision occurred tomorrow. How would that appear? It's quite a distance to Andromeda. It was impossible for it to travel 2.5 million light-years in a single day. Let's suppose that the supermassive black hole at the Milky Way's center somehow exerts a stronger gravitational pull on the black hole in Andromeda. And, 4 billion years earlier than predicted, the Big Crunch occurred. This is shaping up to be a massive galactic mashup for us Earthlings. This would look just incredible. First, there wouldn't be an Andromeda or a Milky Way. The two spiral galaxies would merge to form an elliptical galaxy that you might call Milkomeda or Milkdromeda, depending on your preference. The Sun and the rest of our solar system would be pushed 260 light-years farther away to the edge of the newly formed galaxy Andromeda after it entered the Milky Way's personal space. The best-case scenario is that, in the worst scenario, we might find ourselves 160,000 light-years from the accommodation center, in a galactic Siberia. What about each and every star in the two galaxies? Would they run into one another? A few of them might. Even though the Milky Way has over 250 billion stars and Andromeda has over a trillion, all of these stars are separated from one another by a distance of about 1 million light-years. The likelihood of many of them merging is slim. Instead, they simply scatter into other orbits. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that we also invited the Triangulum Galaxy, also known as M33, a tiny satellite galaxy of Andromeda, to the gathering. The new supergalaxy's bright core would light up the night sky. The two supermassive black holes at the heart of these galaxies will eventually approach one another to the point where they will combine. At the galaxy's center, a bright quasar would be created by the entire gas that this enormous black hole absorbs. Another breathtaking display for us on Earth. Unfortunately, none of it won't actually happen because of the short lifespan of our planet. The Sun would already have changed into a red giant and switched out the entire Earth by the time Andromeda crashed into the Milky Way.